It is Women Empowerment Wednesdays 1 year anniversary. And I'm so excited! Y'all don't know. Oh, I need to tell y'all the tea. Let me give you the tea on what happened. Okay, what happened was, honestly, a year ago, I thought about starting something that I could help women businesses because I understood when I took the leap of faith, and it is a leap of faith to leave a job and to start a business. I remember everything that I experienced, the fear, the concerns, the doubt. Did I have enough information? Could I be there for my family? Would this work? Would people trust me? Do I have the intellectual property that I need to be successful? And the list goes on. It's a long list. It's a long list. But what I can tell you is that one, I'm glad I did. So if you're watching this today and you're joining us today and you are thinking about starting a business, go girl. Just do it. Pray about it. Make sure you have the resources that you need. Go do it. Leap, jump. I promise you, you'll fly. But the other reason why I'm so excited is because when we started, we had our first Women Empowerment Wednesday in February on today a year ago. Well, it's almost like a year ago. It was close to the day's date. But anyway, we had it in person. And we had a room full of women and we empowered those women. We had, and I always had the idea that I want to do something that was holistic, right? So we had Pia who was there and she does branding and marketing. And then we had Dr. Don who talked about a woman being a breadwinner. And then we had Nellie Nito from the University of Central Florida. And it was just a phenomenal day. We held hands, we prayed, we did this exercise, and I want to go over this exercise really quick. We did this exercise where we closed our eyes and we held hands. Imagine a room full of powerful women just standing up holding hands. And then I asked them a question, a series of questions. And so I'll do this with you today. I want you to close your eyes, right? And I want you to hold your own hand. And I'm going to ask you something that you have your eyes closed. I'm going to ask you, are you afraid that you won't be successful? If you do, squeeze one of your hands. Do you doubt that you have what you need to be successful? Do you feel like in this moment in your life that you need a change because where you are, you're not happy? Do you have a burning desire to start a business or to take your business to the next level, right? And so now open your hands and I want you to think about this. In that room, a year ago today, every woman squeezed another woman's hand. What we've found is that we have so much in common. We have some of the same fears, some of the same excitement, some of the same anxieties, some of the same passions to provide for our family and be a mom and a wife or a spouse and to be successful and to make a difference and to be our own boss, right? So once I had that moment and we all were emotional, some were crying, I was emotional, tears flowing, I knew at that moment I had started something that needed to continue, that it was bigger than me. And so COVID happened. And like everyone else, we couldn't have a meeting in person. The buildings would not allow us in. People didn't want to come to meetings. And so we had started this movement, and then it seemed like the earth didn't want us to empower y'all. Oh, but there is a God. And when there's a God, there's a way. And so we decided, a team and I brought someone on. I brought on a strategic partner to help me, and that was The Perfect Touch Weddings and Events. And the owner of that company is a female entrepreneur, Donisha Anthony. And she said, let's go virtual. We got to keep this thing going. She was at the first event. She volunteered at the first event and didn't charge. So we took it and we sat down and we had a strategic meeting. How can we pivot and how can we make this moment turn into a movement and keep going? And so we decided to go live and we decided to do it virtually. And here we are today. And if that had not happened, let me tell you the benefit of this. If that had not happened, we probably would have been only able to impact the women that came because we were only going to capture it with photos. But instead, when we went virtual, we opened it up to an international audience. And when I say international, I mean we've impacted 1.5 people across the world. 1.5 million. We would not have been able to have that reach if we just had meetings every month in person at the Entrepreneur Center, and then we moved it to UCF downtown campus. We just would not have reached that many people. So the messages that have been captured and disseminated have gone to 9 different countries, okay? Yes, and to over 80 cities across the world. We're so excited, and I feel so blessed and so humbled that you're here today, that you're watching this, and that we have celebrated 1 year. Listen, we made it, and you should be excited that you made it too, because this last year, 2020, almost took a lot of us out. It almost took us out. Almost took me out. It almost took out Women Empowerment Wednesday, but we're here, and we're excited, and we're celebrating, and you're with us. And so today, I have an amazing show for you. I have some surprise special guests that are going to be joining us. We're going to have some little fan favorites, but it's going to be a day full of nuggets, tips, tools, and surprises. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. And I'm glad that you're here today, and I'm glad that you're watching. Share it with a friend, and keep following us, and stay tuned. The other thing is that because we were able to take it global, we were able to get this reach, we were able to get more sponsorship. So last year we actually charged, and this year it's free. That's right. Every month we're coming to you with resources, tips, tools, and it's free. So I'm so excited about this initiative. I'm so excited about what we're doing. And we're going to go into my first fan favorite, a clip, and we'll show clips throughout today. This is from Tanja Graham. And what I love about Tanja Graham with Duke Energy is that one of the things that she said spoke to the whole women empowerment movement. One, thank you, Tanja Graham with Duke Energy, for being our title sponsor last year. You believed in us. When it was just a concept in my head, you wrote a check and you said, I believe in you, and I believe in women businesses. Thank you, Tanja Graham, and the entire team at Duke Energy. But the clip that we're getting ready to show, Tanja talked about not ever giving up, never taking no for an answer, and her story of what she went through in life and never taking no. And so because she didn't take no, she always heard yes. You got to always hear yes when people say no. You got to hear not now. You got to hear, okay, how else can I make that happen? And that's what Tanja embodies. And so to have her come on and give us this nugget, I hope that you enjoy this message, and we'll be right back. So stay tuned. Let's watch these powerful words from Tanja Graham.
Yes. So one of the things that I was effective at doing is asking leadership to allow me to be able to do shadow and do something different.
Yeah.
That was very effective. And I would say, make the case for it.
Yeah.
You can make the case, pros and cons, and let them know what you're going to be able to do. So I was able to get my boss, we had a great relationship at that time, to allow me to go out and do things for supply diversity. I met April. I was intrigued by what she was doing. I said, I want to learn. I want to, go to these events. And so I actually was able to get paid and go with her and go to these events. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. You have a great job. Yeah. And what exactly do you do? And she told me that, I help minority suppliers, diverse suppliers get business with Duke. I said, wow. I said, she said, contracts. I said, oh my gosh, really? And she said, yeah, $1 million contracts, and we have a supply chain. I worked for Duke. I'm 24 years, and I can tell you, before I got this position, I had no clue of what our supply chain did or what was taking place. That was just foreign to me. So I shadowed her, and when she decided that she was going to leave the position, she recommended me to her boss.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am still so excited. It's been a year, and I'm going to say that throughout today because I'm just excited that we've had this initiative for a year. I'm excited, too, to have here one of our loyal fans, and we're just so excited that you're here because you've attended actually several of our shows, so that's why we asked you to be here. And you came here from Bradenton, Florida, which is 2 hours away, so thank you for coming. It shows the reach of the show, too. We're not just an Orlando show. So Stephanie DeSue, tell us about yourself, and who are you, and what do you do?
Well, first, thank you
Okay.
for inviting me to attend. I am the VP of Artisans Development Group, which is located in the Bradenton area. Mm-hmm. We help small businesses. We help them to grow. We provide professional services to them. We help them find contract opportunities. I have several partners that reach out to me periodically that need to bring on contractors to provide services. I've been in the construction industry now for about 20 years.
Wow.
I've worked for Core Construction.
Yeah, you have.
I've worked with Hillsborough County Schools. I
Yes.
have a partnership with them as well. So business has been great.
Yeah, you've done some stuff with FDOT.
Yes.
And I think a couple of different DOTs
Yes.
throughout the United States as well, like West Virginia.
West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio. So I provided business development training to the contractors there as well.
Yeah, so you are definitely heavy in construction. I mean, you bring a wealth of experience, but for those that are in construction, you want to make sure you reach out to her because pay applications and all those different things that are really advantageous that a lot of construction companies, they know like how to paint.
Yeah.
They know how to drywall, right? But they may not know the back office side. And that's why it's good to have someone like you in your company that has the expertise, who work with government agencies to get those documents together. So I just want to always make sure when we have someone on the show who does a fantastic job that you know what they do and how they do it, okay? So let's go into some more of the questions, all right? So the second question is, how has being on an attendee of the Women Empowerment Wednesday, it's been a year, y'all, Women Empowerment Wednesday contributed to your professional growth or your personal growth?
The show has been absolutely amazing. There were so many speakers on the show that gave me a lot of insight on how I could do my business better. Even when it comes to family.
Yeah.
You know, how do you find that balance?
Yeah, right. Oh, the struggle is
which
real.
is tough.
The struggle is
it's
real.
really tough.
Yeah.
But I've just been amazed with so many of the speakers, and there were some that actually stood out and resonated with me.
So let's talk about that. What speakers resonated with you? Can you tell me one speaker in particular that resonated with you?
Dr. Shelley.
Dr. Shelley Glover.
Yes.
She is a fan fave. Dr. Glover, you've been a fan fave. We got a lot of feedback from you. So we're going to roll that clip. And then when we come back from rolling that clip, I want to talk more to you about this particular clip and how it actually impacted your life. Okay? All right, cool. All right, let's watch it.
First of all, two things that I would say. Mommy guilt doesn't, you're going to have it. So don't think you can get rid of mommy guilt. It ain't going nowhere. It's how you manage mommy guilt so that it doesn't consume you, because it can. It really can. The second thing is mommy guilt and daddy guilt are not the same.
It's not.
So don't try to take your mommy guilt and put it on daddy, because daddy's not going to have it. Their thought process, their way of parenting is their own, and their guilt pattern is completely different than yours. And so because if you do that, you're going to get even more frustration, because you're going to feel like you're not getting the support you need from your mate. And it's not that. It's just that
they were raised different.
Yeah, they're on daddy guilt. Leave them alone. Let them deal with their part, and you worry about you. And so be inventive. Say, for example, like now I have a teenager. That's one thing. It does morph. And I think it's harder when they're younger, because when kids are younger, you are the center of the world. And so it's mommy this, mommy that, I want mommy, right? And so when they get older, it's not that they don't still want you, they do. And then you really do have to be there for certain things. You really do. But you can communicate with them. They can let you know what's really important to them.
And they will.
Yes, and they will. And also, so you've trained them, because if you've been an entrepreneur since they were knee high to a tadpole, and then also they have their own friends and they have their own activities, so it's just not quite as demanding of your time. So I think it's more of a quality time, and also, like I said, understanding was really important to them, and also to your spouse, because you may think it's really important to be at this event, right? But really, what they wanted was for you to be home, after school. So, can you do that? You're an entrepreneur. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of owning your own business.
That clip was everything. The message from Dr. Glover was everything. It was everything. It touched me too. I remember when she said it, and we watched the replays of everyone that's on the behind the scenes here. The team was like, yes, I needed to hear that message. So why did it resonate with you so much? Tell us about your points from that.
Well, the mommy-daddy guilt really, really got to me. And those two are separate.
Yeah, they're different.
And I have that mommy guilt.
Yes.
Where I feel that I don't spend that much time with my children
Yes.
because I am so wrapped up in what I need to do for my business. And when I heard her speak about it, I had to sit back in my seat.
Yes. Yes.
Because I said, that's me.
Yes. That's right.
And then that daddy guilt is totally different.
It is different.
Totally different.
It is.
So being able to find that balance
Yes.
between your work life
Right.
and your family
Right.
life.
Right.
I've been working on that.
Yeah.
It's a battle.
It's a battle, and it's the guilt that really never goes away. You just
Yeah.
learn how to do things. And she gave some examples in the clip of things that you can do. Like, I know for me, when she talked about having a wife.
Yes.
Right? And I thought when she first said it, right, I was like, oh, wife, this not that kind of shit.
I know, but
Right? But when she talked more about what a wife is, it's someone that can stand in the gap, right?
Yes.
While you focus on the business, while you
Yes.
focus on maybe even your spouse. That they can do some things in the house that can help. They can help cook. They can help take
Yes.
care of the kids. They can help with homework. They can drive them to different practices. And so for her, because she has two different practices, as you heard, she needed someone to be there in that place. And I know for me in particular, I'm moving towards having someone to help me at home because I am getting a little bit more busy. But I want meals cooked at home.
Yeah.
I want my house to be clean.
that's what they're used to having.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want that. I still want to continue that same level of engagement in my
Yes.
home while I'm growing this business, right? So for me, I've been looking for someone, and I think I've identified someone for me. I'm not gonna call her a wife, right? But I will. She will be an intricate part of our family, so that my kids can have fresh meals every day, and the house can be clean, and laundry can be done, and I can come home and enjoy them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and not be stressed out about rushing home. And I gotta cook. I gotta clean.
You don't have the distractions that you
Right.
had before,
Right.
so you can
Right.
spend that quality time. And that's what she said.
Right.
It's the quality time
Yeah.
that matters.
That matters. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And so getting back into those, so that was one, definitely one speaker and a message that resonated with you. It resonated with me.
Yeah.
Is there another speaker that you think that resonated with you and touched you, and you thought, okay, yeah, I needed to hear that in my life in this moment of being an entrepreneur, of growing my business, whether it's personal, professional, I needed to hear that nugget to help me with my business.
Johanna,
Yeah.
when I saw the two of you and you were talking about your relationship
Yeah.
with one another and how you used to work together and being able to separate the two.
Yes.
I've known Kimberly for quite a while.
Yes.
And working as a consultant
Right.
with 3D, I have to be able to balance that relationship.
Yes, yes.
So when you need something done, you need it done.
Right.
And I work really hard on doing that, and I tell you, that clip really sat with me.
Good.
So it helps me to deliver what I need to deliver, instead of like, hey girl, how you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because
Right.
I have to still provide a service.
Correct.
But keep that separated.
Right. And
that friendship.
It's a balancing act that is hard for anyone. So what she's talking about, and we'll roll this clip in a moment. We're going to talk first, and then we'll roll the clip. So in the clip, Johanna and I, when we first met, I was a board member, and she was a staffer, a team member, but a staffer of an organization, but I was on the board. And so we developed a relationship, and then later on, we went to different companies, and then she was VP and I was a staffer, right? The dynamics was completely different, which it was phenomenal. But the one thing that was consistent, it didn't matter what role we played, we had a genuine love for each other.
Yeah.
We had a genuine love to make sure that she was successful and that I was successful. And so when the reverse came, it wasn't, and you have to be careful how you treat people and how you just are as a person,
Yes,
right? Because it's
you
karma,
do.
and it's just the way you should
Yes.
you just do things.
Yes.
There was never a moment where when she was VP, I was like, oh, I remember that time I said this thing, or I remember that time that I snapped back and I didn't like something she said. Every dialogue that we had was in love,
Yeah.
right? but work needed to be done.
Yes.
So to your point,
Yes.
there are times that we've had to get things done.
Yes.
And I'm like, Stephanie, I need something done ASAP tomorrow, 2:00. Okay, thank you, bye. Right?
That was it. I had to get it done.
Right. It wasn't, hey girl, how's the husband?
Yes.
How are the kids?
Yes.
How you feeling? And so, but then there have been times where we talked and it wasn't about business.
Yes.
It was more just, okay, life. And so finding that balance, and that's the most important thing about being a woman business owner, is that at times when you're a woman business owner versus being a male business owner, men are expected to be transactional.
Yes.
It's expected for a man to be transactional. But for a woman, we have to be nurturing, but we have to find that balance between nurture and the nature of what I needed from you, right? So, and we have, but there's a great thing about being a woman is that we are nurturers. So, so I'm excited. So we're gonna roll the clip. What she's talking about, Johanna De La Cadena, who is with Supply Diversity with CHEP. But we'll roll the clip and then we'll come back. When we first met, she was in an administrative role for an organization. And then I came in and I was on the board. And so she was helping do different things. And then she was, and so she's in an administrative role, working in a company. I don't know what your title was like, sir.
Director of Certification and Corporate Services.
No, not then when you were at the council. What Malik? That's what that was you were director?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was director, but I was on the board. So, you got director board, right? Or it would appear. And then, you never know in life what's going to happen. So you always need to make sure that, one, you are transparent, you are loving and compassionate, but you treat people as the way they should be treated. Because years later, I reported to her in my last role. So I was a director and she was vice president. And so she was like, I don't know how to manage you. I'm like you manage somebody. She was like, I want to tell you what to do. I'm going to be very transparent. One time we had a situation, I don't know, I was being late or something. I don't know what it was. Trying to manage kids and not really, probably should have been left the company a long time ago. But I think I had been late maybe one too many times. And it's funny because I get to this office at like 7 a.m. Like I'm here 12 hours, right? It's my business, go figure. But anyway, I don't know what it was. It was something that I was doing that she had to get on me about. And she was like not wanting to do it. So she sent it to me in an email. And I was like, she emailed me? And I think she like copied someone. I was like, she emailed me, copied. She could have and our offices are right across from each other. And so she came across and so for like 3 days, I think for a week or 2 weeks, I didn't talk to her. No, I didn't talk to her. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk. I didn't talk to her. Because I was like, she's my sister. Why didn't she come across and say something to me? Why would she send me this little fucking email? And I can't believe, I literally, and then her birthday came and I softened up and I got her birthday gift and I was like, happy birthday. And I sat there like this and we talked about it. And the reason why I'm telling that story is because, you remember?
I do, and let me just interject. Okay. When I had to tell you, I was like, I walked to your door and came back like 3 to 5 times, and it's because we're family.
Yes.
And, everything that you say about me, I feel 10 times more. Because you're not just a friend, a sister, my family. You're a mentor to me. And I admire you. And I just want to say thank you for having me. And I'm so happy for all of your accomplishments.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sorry, you can take it away now.
Okay. So the reason why I told that story is because when you are in leadership role, you have to respect the role. And you have to respect the role first because business has to be done. What she needed to say to me needed to be said to me. And so so sometimes you'll have very uncomfortable conversations with your team, but you have to have them because the business has to continue. It has to be efficient at some point. The other thing that was important about that situation is when you have someone that you're close to, when women business owners, you bringing in your cousin to work for you, you bringing in your mom to work for you, you bringing in your best friend to work for you. You still have to know that's your business. All right, so we just wanted to show you that clip so you know exactly what we were talking about. We love Johanna, and I'm so glad that she supported Women Empowerment Wednesday in more than one way. She actually supported us by participating on the show and also recommending speakers. So thank you so much, Johanna De La Cadena, and thank you for the team at CHEP Global for allowing her to participate. So let's get back to you. I want to thank you so much for coming. I want to thank you for being an integral part of my business development, my growth in 3D strategic management, being a sister friend, and supporting, truly supporting Women Empowerment Wednesday. not only in just sharing on your social media, but using your money to participate on on the show. So with that, the reason why we asked you to come is because you are, this is a special recognition certificate. We feel that you are a loyal fan for our first year, 2021. Your phenomenal participation for Women Empowerment Wednesday definitely has shown us the reason why we need to keep going.
Wow.
So you have been the wind beneath our wings. And so for that, we wanted to honor you with our certificate from 3D Strategic Management and Women Empowerment Wednesday as a loyal fan, the loyal fan for for 2021. Your support and your just love did not go unnoticed. And so when we had our pool of people that we were going to choose from, and we had a couple fans that participated in several series, your name kept resonating. Your comments throughout the shows, you didn't just watch the show, but you made sure you were engaged. You followed up afterwards and you had feedback. You were just totally an intricate part. You were like a fan, but also like, second tier production, and it was just a lot of things. So I want to say thank you on behalf of Women Empowerment Wednesday and 3D Strategic Management. So you are a loyal fan, and thank you.
Thank you. This is great.
Well, we can't say thank you enough, and so we're gonna move on with our show, but we wanted to take some time to just acknowledge you and acknowledge all of the loyal fans who have been participating. We see you every month. We see your comments when you're participating, and this is the reason why we're doing it, and we're going into our second year. We have got a calendar full of speakers.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. And so we're going to have a lot more resources. We're going deeper into looking at a woman holistically. So we're going to wrap this particular segment up, and we're going to go into my choice of. We're going to go into my choice of my next viewer's choice, my particular choice, actually not viewers, my choice that I really enjoyed. This clip really touched me. And so we're going to run a clip, and when I come back, we will have a next fan, a little bit of a surprise for you. You're going to be very surprised by the next person that's going to come up. But we're going to my clip first, and then I'll speak to my clip when we come back. All right? Thank you. Bye. Stay tuned.
You just holding on to the door.
Yeah, I got to keep the door cracked.
I'm just leaning on the door.
Lean on the door. Even if you got to lean, now that's deep.
You got to lean on the door.
You got to keep the door open.
You got to keep the door open. Come on now.
For another woman.
Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
Because that woman might go through the door while you leaning and hold that door for you.
Come on.
While you're trying to strengthen yourself, and then you can go back out and continue the work. So that's why the sisterhood thing is so important.
It's so important.
Because when I'm leading, you're standing.
That's right.
And while you're leaning, I'm standing.
But together, we're going to make it through.
Together, we're going to make it through.
All right, we're back. And that clip was so phenomenal for me from Commissioner Regina Hill of the District 5, mighty District 5, like she likes to say.
District 5, that's right.
The reason why I love that clip, and that's why that's one of my Kim's picks, is because when she said that, it resonated with me, because Women Empowerment Wednesday is just that. I'm in a place in my position, I believe that God has called me to do this because I'm supposed to hold the door open for women businesses, and surprisingly, we'll find out for men-owned businesses too. But my role in this program really is to make sure that I'm opening the door for women to come in, walk through, learn, and grow, and be an intricate part of not only the business world, but be better wives, be better women. And so that's why we look at Women Empowerment Wednesday from a holistic perspective, not just poured into a woman just so that she can learn contracts or how to network, or, it's bigger than that. It's her health, it's her mental health, it's her physical health, it's her fashion and how she feels about herself when she walks into a room. So that's the whole point. And also knowing that there's a responsibility that once you come into the room, when you're walking through the door, to leave the door open and hold it open for someone else. Not just to walk into the room and I'm in here, I made it, I'm good, I got contracts in my family as well, but to have a civic responsibility to hold the door open, but be reaching for growth for yourself and your business, but also to reach back and be able to pull people with you. So that's why that's one of my choices. When she said it, I wanted to hug her. I'm hugging you now virtually, Commissioner Regina Hill, for that. It still touches me to this day. And so it's good to know there are other people, like-minded people that are encouraging me to do the same thing. But so that's my choice. The other thing that we're here for right now is that we have Jason Abu.
That's right.
And y'all didn't think I was gonna have a male here today, but look and see, a handsome male. He married, he got kids, but a handsome male who's here today. I know that's a surprise for y'all, but you know what? We actually had men tune in and watch the show, and Jason was one of them. And so I'm so excited that we could have Jason here. And so let's talk about who you are.
Sure. Well, real quick, before I go into that, though,
Okay.
I wanted to say that what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
I love everything you're doing. And I think it's just smart for men to listen into your show as well, because women are changing the planet. There's more women in the boardroom.
Yes.
There's more women running Fortune 500 companies.
Yes.
There's more women starting new businesses. I think there's more women than probably men even in college and upper institutions. So it's a smart thing to do, is to pay attention. What are women doing? Because you're making the right moves. So
Look at you.
I appreciate being here
All right.
so much. And so a little about me. So my family is originally Albu is from Brazil, and
Tutu bang.
there you go, a little Portuguese, very nice.
I do a little something,
There
you know.
and so it's actually a good time to be in Brazil. It's Carnival's coming.
Yeah.
But we in about 81 we came in from overseas and settled in Orlando, and my father worked for a couple different companies throughout Central Florida in the construction industry. And my brother and I attended Seminole County public schools, and then eventually went to the University of Florida.
Go Gators.
Yes, go Gators. The chomp.
Chomp.
Yeah. And I graduated from there, and I went to work in the corporate world. I worked for Sprint, and I was doing great and enjoying myself. And then my dad and mom invited me to lunch and said, "Hey, can you come help Albu and Associates grow as a company?" And so. You don't say no to your parents.
You do not.
No. So you do what they say. And so I went to work for them, and I went from this corporate office to pushing 2 desks together in the guest bedroom of my house I grew up in Longwood. And that's where we started to build Albu and Associates. We had one client. We did a handful of projects. And but then year after year we added retail and office, and we even did some of these mega projects on the Amway Center, the Citrus Bowl.
Several bank chains.
Yes, right.
You built the Chase by my house in Lake Nona.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Boggy Creek, we built that. And then there's Chase, Wells Fargo, BB&T, PNC, Fairwinds Credit Union. Built a lot of different bank operations from the office side to also the branch side.
Yeah.
And that's been a big thing for our business, as well as you know, we work with Jocelyn and OCPS.
Yeah, that's right.
Orange County Public Schools has been a wonderful client of ours, and we've built several schools throughout the area. And it's been quite the ride. I've had the opportunity through working in this industry to work with, and now I'm on the board for Associated Builders and Contractors.
Yeah.
I'm the chairman of the board for National Association of Minority Contractors here in Central Florida, which is quite an honor. And then also I sit on the board for Fairwinds Credit Union as well. So we.
You've done a lot of stuff for the city, I think, and the county, or some things like that. I understand too.
Yes, right. So we stay very active with the different city projects. We've had continuing contracts with the county, done different projects with them. So we try to keep a good base of private work and public work, because when one dries up, the other one is sometimes picking up.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of balance that and create a nice backlog of things to keep your company busy. But and as you mentioned, I have a wife and I have 4 children.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you. And so my besides going to board meetings, after the board meetings, I go to Little League baseball, I go to basketball, I go to football, I go to dance, I do all that stuff. So it's a busy time right now.
One of the things that you talked on just now, and I'm always key on picking up for things for speakers, so that I don't want my audience to miss something. You said we started humble, 2 desks. You left a corporate position. You took that intellectual property plus your education, and you invested in your business, and now you have this legacy business. And it started with in a bedroom, 2 desks at your parents' house, right?
That's right. That's right.
But now you are doing and it's phenomenal because you're so humble, and I love that about you. We're like, yeah, we did 10 projects for the city. We did like 4 public schools. Mind you, these schools are like a minimum 30 million to a maximum 100 million. So these are $1 million projects. I want y'all to understand this. Multiple $1 million projects. So to see that your family invested in a legacy business that is still growing, and then you went from just having contracts to being engaged in the community. And so that's imperative, because even those engagements, being on boards, are strategic relationships. Those relationships help to increase opportunities or hear about opportunities in the construction industry and just to grow your business. So I'm very proud of your company. I met him years ago when I worked for Orange County Public Schools. He's still the same person. And that's the one thing I love about him. We asked him to participate, and he was like, when and where.
That's right.
And I love that. We've also done some things on the other side too. So 3D Strategic Management helped facilitate an event with Let's Talk Money in January for the National Association of Minority Contractors. So you never know in life how you're going to meet someone, and having those strong relationships and keep investing in those relationships because they could turn into different contract opportunities. Okay, so I just want to give that nugget to you because I believe
one
they
thing
missed it.
I want to say about 3D strategic management, when you came in, we had a certain level of that we were used to playing at when it comes to putting a program together, but you took us up a level. It was you did stuff on the virtual with the polling and then the organization, and you had everything planned so well. It just ran very smooth, and it was a much better event. It showed much better than our typical event.
Oh, well, so thank you so much for the opportunity, and I look forward to more opportunities coming down the pipeline. No pressure. Okay, so we'll move forward. Okay, so we have some other questions. So you've attended Women Empowerment Wednesday series. Yes, men participate.
That's right.
And so what has helped you? What message helped you grow either professionally or personally? So we're going to go to message first and then the person.
Message first, okay. So I mean, there's so much that is captured in the interviews that you have, and I think that there was so much value that was brought. I think that from just the very obvious things were just the bricks and sticks about how do I do business with, say, with the city of Orlando, or how do I go do business with Orange County Public Schools, and the speakers actually provide you a roadmap on how to do that. So that's the obvious stuff, and then you look at stuff that's a little bit more deeper and more involved, and there's great information, and when you talk about work-life balance, there's a whole thing on balance. And how to be you and make sure that you're being the best you. And this was something that I really looked at and needed to think about. How do I? I mean, let me get my
pull it out. Right, look at you.
My notes. I got my notes.
Listen, he was serious about what his growth when he watched the show.
Yes, there it is. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first. Yes.
And who was that speaker that resonated?
Well, that was Jocelyn.
Okay.
That was Jocelyn
Harrison Henson with Orange County Public.
Dr. Henson.
Dr. Henson with Orange County Public Schools. Yeah.
And of course, Commissioner Hill had some great information about take care of yourself first and balance as well. And I think that's always been a hard thing, because as a business owner, as a father, there's a lot of things you're trying to take care of.
A lot of moving parts.
So you're looking at your employees, and every employee has their own story. Right. They have their own issues, their own battles, and so you're trying to help them with those. And then you look at your family and your kids and what they're doing and those challenges. And then, how are we going to make sure we have enough business to keep everybody going and keep the company going? So you're always looking outside of yourself.
Right.
And then so this has been a task since I listened to in November to try to bring stuff back and start looking at, and it is the hardest thing I've ever had to do to just say it's okay. It's okay to take care of it. Yeah. So there was so much value in that, and it's going to be a thing that I'll be working on for a long time to get very comfortable in that place. But it was a fantastic lesson to be learned, and the way they described it and went through it, and then just the value in all they had to talk about and their experiences. Well, I mean, I keep rambling here, but
you're not rambling at all. This is good stuff.
They show both. When you look at Commissioner Hill, and she had so many challenges growing up.
Yes.
But then look where she is today.
Right.
and she's a rock star. She,
Yeah.
on the city commission, and then you look at Dr. Henson. They have these stories about how it's not easy.
It's not easy.
There's not. You have to work hard. You got to persevere, and you keep getting knocked down. You get knocked back, and you got to keep coming back. And I see that as a business owner. We've had years where I'm going, I don't know how we're going to get out of this. I don't know how we're going to. We had so many, issues or problems on projects or with people, and there's been money lost here or there, and you're saying this is but you persevere and you get
every
back
day
up.
you get up.
You get up.
Every day you get up.
You get up and do it. So
we're going to show that clip that he's talking about, and we're going to roll into that clip, and then we'll come back. It was a really good message from Dr. Henson with Orange County Public Schools. We'll be right back. Being a mother, being a daughter, and being a community servant, how have you, and there's no such thing as balance, so how have you found being able to do all these things successfully?
Right. In the words of Dr. Seuss, life's a great balancing act.
It really
right?
is.
You have to step with great care and tact. You gotta take care of yourself first. You really do. You got to take care of your health. You've got to take care of your mental health. You've got to do that. And so I try to do that. I do. I'm probably not as great at it as I could be because I haven't lost 20 pounds and I've been trying.
Listen, life will teach you and have you lose 20 pounds
yes,
too.
It will.
Okay.
It will. And so, in addition, I think taking care of yourself and really just every day reminding yourself what's important. Why am I doing this? What am I going to do? I think for me personally, I can only take life one day at a time. We all can. But I think for some people that means something different. And for me, it means if I looked at everything I had to do just this week, I would be overwhelmed. And I would be discouraged. So looking at myself, my calendar, and my to-do list, one day at a time helps me to get through. And it helps me to at least keep the balls up in the air. And when they fall, I pick it up and I remind myself that life is, life gives you another opportunity to get it right. Yes.
You just keep going.
Just keep pushing.
Knowing what you got to eat, right? But then, but only biting off what you can chew.
Right.
All right. So we're back, and we just heard from Dr. Henson. And the last question we had for you, we kind of already covered, was how have you applied the information to your daily life? And you said, I'm looking at, and when you were talking, I wanted to interject, but I was like, no, let him talk. So I'm gonna give my 2 cents now. I have the same kind of the same challenge to myself daily, right? Because I have a team that I'm responsible for making sure we continue to get contract opportunities so that they can feed their families, right? I also have this business that I'm responsible for growing. I have this brand that's tied to the business, right? So there's Kimberly, and then there's 3D strategic management, right? So then there's that balance. But there's also the fact that I have these 3 kids who, for me, you had yours like kind of close. I remember every FMSDC conference that we would have, he would like, my wife's upstairs with the kids, we got another baby. I'm like, oh, y'all pregnant again? And then the next year, I'm like, y'all pregnant again? It was like, that, you did it right. You had them back to back to back. I promise you it was 3 years that he was like, wife's upstairs, got another one on the way. We were at Disney. He was like, we're in a contemporary hotel. You're like, they're upstairs. But for me, I have one that's in college and he's studying cardiopulmonary. So, that, yeah, right? Ooh. So that's he's in college, and you remember me in college, and I call him the Cash App King, because it's, hey, Mom, how you doing, right? And it's like, get to the point, right? I have a 14, will be 15 soon, and she's into volleyball, and that's competitive, and so I totally relate to going to different, I'm beelining out of here to go get her to go to some kind of practice. And then I have the 3-year-old Destin who just wants hugs and kisses, and then there's daycare, right? So I completely understand how, you're always thinking about what everybody else needs and how I need to be there for everyone else. Right. But how do I apply if Kim's not in a good place? None of this works. If Kim's not in a good place mentally, emotionally, physically, feeling good about myself, how do I lead this team? So it's times where I've had to take a day or two and say, no, let me take a Kim day. Let me go on a trip. Let me do something that I can recharge and refocus so I can come back and be better to move all these moving parts forward. So I completely understand with that. So the reason why I wanted to invite you here too is because I want to give you an award.
An award?
Yes. So I'm going to give you an award. And this is an award that it was instantly just amazing to me. But one is that you're a loyal fan, right?
Most definitely. Yes.
And two, that you are a supplier diversity champion, I feel, right? So you're actually getting two acknowledgments. I'm just going to only show one today, but we have another one for you.
Oh, wow.
So, but I'm showing the loyal fan. But I want to speak to also the supplier diversity. And I think that you're a supply diversity champion because, you could have simply had a female in your team to watch the show, right? But you thought it not robbery for you to see what we were doing so that you can pour into Women Empowerment Wednesday. And you took time. When we talk about all of these different contracts that he's managing, we're talking millions of dollars, multiple projects, right? But more than twice, Jason has taken time to invest in a woman's initiative, right? And that's the whole point of supply diversity, is that you step outside what you normally do to invest in someone that's different, a different sector or different type of population. And so I want to thank you for doing that. It was truly important. You and both Juan from Sky Builders also both invested, but like today, you've taken 2-3 hours of your time to come and be here. Like, that is so phenomenal that you would do that, that you care. And even, when we started talking today, the first thing you said is, I see that women are doing this. Women are on board meeting. More women are going to college. So when you're thinking about the trajectory of women in business, I need to know how they think. I need to know what they need to be successful as employees, as strategic partners. And so I'm going to invest in this. And that's what we're asking more and more corporations to do. But small and diverse businesses can do that too. So you are a loyal fan and a supply diversity champion in my eyes.
Well, thank you.
So I want to give you this certificate.
Wow.
I know you got a lot.
This
It probably
is
is
wo-
like
wo-
it's
no,
a
this is wonderful.
small little token of our
Wonderful,
appreciation for participating.
This is great. No,
Yeah.
I think, but as I said when I opened, you have to pay attention to everything that women are doing, and like you said, the needs. Might be different than men's needs, or it could be the same. It depends on the individual. But the same thing is that if you're not learning, from women, if you're not, getting better on how to work with women, then your company is going to suffer. So there's a ton of value for men and women to be listening to what you're doing and the great information you're sharing with your audience.
So thank you, Jason, so much. I appreciate you. So we're going to wrap this series up, and then we're going to go into my next pick. And look at Jason.
Proud of my award.
So we're going to show my next pick, and my next favorite pick was from Katrina Lee Jones with Styles by Katrina. And the reason why I like this resonated with me in particular is because she talked about dressing for success, and knowing who you are, and knowing your brand, and knowing your kind of your body shape. But when you dress and you feel good, you project like an aura of feeling good, and you look good, and you present yourself and your brand in a very high level. So one thing that Jason has always said, I'm going to put him on the spot, but every time Jason sees me, he always compliments me on what I have on. And it's because he understands, and Jason always looks phenomenal. Like, I know this is probably from Nordstrom's.
You take it up a notch every time you have a different outfit or attire on that is just very impressive. Always,
Thank you. And he always says that. He's like, love the color, love the shoes, love the hair. And it's acknowledged that I've taken the time to invest in my brand, right? That I take pride in representing my brand. And my brand is not, it stretches beyond the work that I do. It starts with me and how I enter into a room and how I carry myself. So I want to thank you so much for always acknowledging that. Like I said, this probably came from Nordstrom's, custom made. They came to the house. The tailor.
It does have one bottle.
You see this? The tailor came from Nordstrom's to his home and he had it custom fitted in his home. But it's important if you're a woman, and then if you're a male watching today, that you make sure you represent yourself. And so we're going to go with this clip from Katrina to give you some advice, and we'll be back. So stay tuned. Thank you, Jason, again.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right,
I appreciate it very much.
All right, we'll be right back.
Why is fashion relative and important to mental health?
Listen, I say all the time, when a woman looks good, even a man too, but we're talking about Women's Day.
Women empowerment.
Women empowerment. I don't care what. When she looks in the mirror and she looks great,
she walks out that door with a different confidence that no one can take it away from her. And I tell people, we live in America, so you need to look great, because people judge a book by its cover every single day. And we see that now for sure more than ever. So I think it's just important for you to look great. I mean, look at you. You look fabulous today. But you know, hey, I had something to do with that. But we'll talk about that later.
We will.
We'll talk about that later. So you see her sitting over there, and I thought I looked fabulous. And I always tell people, listen, you got to look good for yourself first, before you look good for anyone else. So I think mentally, if you feel great, you know, even when you're having a bad day, when you put on some on your favorite outfit, it changes your countenance and you look wonderful. So it's really important for you to know.
All right, so we're back, and we just heard from Katrina, and I talked about it before the break with Jason. I love that. Speaking of fashion, we have a fashionable woman sitting here next to me. Michelle Wright is with us, and Michelle's going to tell us about who she is and what she does. So tell us about who you are.
Well, my name is Michelle Wright, as you stated.
Yes.
I am the owner of Mimi Sugar Scrub and More, LLC. We specialize in handmade sugar scrub, which exfoliates the dead skin off of your body. I have created hand scrub, body scrub, and face scrub.
Yeah. So tell us, why did you create that? What made you create a scrub?
Well, I was actually at home during the pandemic, and I was trying to give myself a do-it-yourself pedicure. And when I got to the part where it was time to scrub my legs, I realized I didn't have any sugar scrub. You know, I'm not at the nail shop.
Right. Because the nail shops are closed.
Exactly. So I decided to Google how to make handmade sugar scrub.
Wow.
And I went in my kitchen and realized I had a lot of the ingredients already.
Yeah.
So I just call it the lab. I got in the lab that day.
Yeah.
And I started mixing, and it was so fun to me. It was so fun, and then the outcome was nice. So I decided to do more research. I took some classes, and here we are.
So let me make sure I understand, and this is important for the women that are watching today. You were working for someone else, but a necessity came about that you needed.
Correct.
And so you decided, and necessity is the mother of all invention. So you decided to create something that you know that you would like, and once you created it, you said, aha, I got something.
Correct.
And then you marketed it, branded it, and started selling it.
Yes.
And it's funny because last night I heard the president of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida say she uses your project.
She uses Mimi Sugar Scrub, and she loves it.
Yeah. So imagine that. So women, if you're watching today, there's things that are going to happen in your life, and we talked about this earlier about pivoting when things happen, right? So COVID has caused a lot of people to have to pivot and either invent something, change the way they're doing things. And so we have Michelle here today so that you can hear from someone. Not only that, but with Mimi Sugar Scrub, you've been able to go to more events and market it in totally different ways because of COVID. But I want to go into Women Empowerment Wednesday and why we're here today too, for two different things. One, you have supported Women Empowerment Wednesday in so many different ways. And as a consultant for us, for women, for 3D Strategic Management, but also your Mimi Sugar Scrub has been a sponsor for Women Empowerment Wednesday. And guests were gifted your scrub, right?
Right.
So many ways that you've been an integral part of Women Empowerment Wednesday. Let's talk about, you've been able to see the show. What has helped you to grow professionally and personally by watching the show?
It's the empowerment for me.
Yeah.
Watching other women in business and being so dedicated and motivated to their business and their brand has been amazing, especially for a startup business owner like myself.
Yeah.
It gives me the drive, it's encouraging to watch, and it just pushes me to want to, do better.
Yeah. So let's talk about what speaker really resonated with you that helped you or gave you that nugget that you needed to move forward.
The speaker I would mention would be Jay Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
Owner of Goddess Faces.
Yes.
What I love the most about her, she owns her own spa in Longwood, Florida.
It's very nice.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
I actually went there just recently to go get my teeth
whitening.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
And what I liked the most about her was that she said you always need to make sure that you put God first, yourself,
that's right,
then family, and then business.
That's right.
The fact of her saying you have to prioritize yourself and have structure, it really resonates with me because that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that she was so transparent in that moment.
Yeah. Well, let's roll a clip so people can see exactly what she's talking about. Jay, thank you so much. Jay has also been my makeup artist. I didn't have her today, but for the last year, she's been my makeup artist. So when you've seen me in all the clips and I'm looking slayed to the gods, slayed to the goddess, it was Faces by Jay, Goddess Faces by Jay. So we're going to run into the clip. But Jay, I want to personally say thank you for everything you've done for me over the last year. I still wear her makeup daily. I wear her lipstick and her foundation. And she provides a lot of services, teeth whitening and a lot of different massages, a lot of different things at her studio in in Longwood. So let's roll this clip so we can see exactly what Michelle was referencing.
Remember I told you about my prayer earlier when I first decided to turn in my 2-week notice. Part of that prayer was also I said to God, wherever you take me, make it so that my family fits, my husband, my kids, because regardless of where I go, if they're not with me, then this is for naught. So with that, I do my best to never find myself in a situation where work becomes overwhelming. I always tell my students and my mentees, if your gift or your passion starts feeling overwhelming, if it's starting to feel like it's too much, then you're doing too much. Okay. Sometimes you have to step back, take a minute, allow God to do what God does, which is turn things around, which is work things out. That's what he does. Yeah. So it's okay to take a break for self. Yes. It's okay to say, you know what, guys, let's do some vacation time, even if it's a quick weekend to Daytona Beach. Yeah. Something where you're still interacting with your family, you're still getting J time, me time, and you're still balancing your work as well. I look at it like this, there's God, me, family, then business. Right. And the reason why I come right after God is because if I'm not good, everything else falls apart. Correct. That relationship between me and God is priority number one. Correct. So that from there, I can be a good mom, I can be a good wife, I can be a good steward. Because you're whole. Absolutely.
So we're back. We had that message from Jay. We love Jay. Every month, Jay pours into my spirit when she's doing my makeup. She comes here at 6 in the morning. And we have our gospel music playing, and she's putting on my makeup, and we're praying and we're talking, and it really sets the entire mood for the entire day of Women Empowerment Wednesday. So thank you, Jay, and I think that's a really phenomenal clip that women business owners need to have priorities and not forget that whatever those are, but you stick to them, and you don't stray from them, because that's when you get off balance, and that's when you fail. So I want to go, you talked about the fourth question we kind of covered, where you said, how does this apply to your daily life? And you said already that you now now that you are an entrepreneur, now that you have a business, you have to remember your priorities. Definitely. So I want to talk about you being an entrepreneur. We actually want to give you an award. You didn't know this, but you are getting an award. When we thought about different categories, we thought about a category of an entrepreneur. So you are Entrepreneur of the Year. Well, you didn't know that we were going to do that. Award for I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so you are Entrepreneur Award. One of the things about me and one of the things about this movement is I wanted to make sure when I started Women Empowerment Wednesday and 3D Strategic Management that I brought in women and men, but who had their own business. Gotcha. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you understand how to talk to entrepreneurs. You understand the importance of why we're here. Right. So when I hired you as my office manager, one of the many things that you do, a consultant for me, is that I knew you had a business. So I knew that when businesses came in and they had a question about marketing, branding, just different facets of a business, you will understand their plight and be able to talk to them. Right. So it was strategic for me to have you here, but it was important that you already had that expertise and that you were entrepreneur. So I've had a chance to watch you over the last period of time that you've been here, and you are very professional, you're very compassionate, you're very thoughtful. She keeps me in line, okay? And one thing that I love about you is that you really believe in family. You are there for your family, but you understand that this Mimi Sugar Scrub is going somewhere. You believe in it. Right. And so I'm very excited to present you with
thank you so much.
Entrepreneur Her. See, it's in red,
Yes.
right? Because it's definitely for you, but this is your award, and we just love you here. And my prayer is that you be here just for a little bit longer.
Okay, all right.
Because I believe that God is taking you and your company to higher heights. Okay. And last week you were awarded an award with, and you were featured with, and you can go to her website, Mimi Sugar Scrub, and you go to her Facebook page. But last week she was awarded with an award from the African American Chamber of Commerce, and it was held at Florida Technical College. The mayor of Orange County was there. Mayor Demings was there. Yes. Tanisha was there, the president of the African American Chamber of Commerce. Bakari Burns was there, yes. Who's one of our city commissioners was there. And you also got some monies. Yes. But it was the recognition to know that people see you, we see you, right. We see your work, we see your efforts, and there's so many other people that are rooting for you. Yes. So keep going, keep soaring. Thank you. You are our Entrepreneur Her of the Year.
Well, thank you. What a privilege.
So there you go.
Thank you so much.
You're
this
so
is beautiful.
welcome.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we were going to give it to you offline, but we decided to bring you in. And this was something you were going to get regardless, but we wanted to give that to you. So I'm excited that you are following your passion, your purpose, and that you, like I said, I don't want you to be here long. Oh. Because I want your business to grow, that you are just totally focused on Mimi Sugar Scrub.
But I'll still come back and help.
Oh, yeah, no, you still will be on speed dial. You just won't be here. Oh, but you'll be in essence, in presence. Right. You'll be, I still need you. So thank you so much for supporting Women Empowerment Wednesday. Thank you for being a part of 3D Strategic Management. You know, I'm not one for words, I'm one for actions.
Exactly. Yes. Well, thank you. I enjoy it every day.
Oh, okay. Good. All right, so we have had a phenomenal show, but we're not done. So we have a clip from Diane Sears with Diverse Media we're going to go into, and then I'll talk to you on the other side. So thank you so much. And Michelle, you have any parting words?
Thank you for everything. Yeah. It's been amazing. Yeah. The journey of watching you start Women Empowerment Wednesday and everyone who's been blessed by you empowering them has been absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you. And ladies, if you have something that you have that's either a mother of invention out of necessity, or if you just you hear like this burning desire to start a business, but you're still somewhere else. This is living proof that she still has, she started sometimes they call it a sidepreneur, but she's an entrepreneur and she's still doing some things, other things, but you can do multiple projects until you get to the thing that you're most passionate about being your sole venture. So start it today, grow it today, believe in it today, and you have someone right here who just got an award last week and going to get a lot more awards, a lot more funding, a lot more grants that are going to support your business, and she's going to be at a airport near you, at a mall near you, in a vending machine at an airport near you. Because, honey, we all need to make sure we scrubbing the skin. That's not going to go anywhere. We all going to have to be scrubbing the skin for years to come. And we don't know what's going on with COVID, but what we do know is that healthcare is important. Taking care of your skin and taking care of yourself and making yourself a priority is important. So you see her beautiful skin, and you want beautiful skin, contact Mimi Sugar Scrub. By the way, it's a shameless plug. Listen, everybody knows me. I'm always plugging my guests because I believe in them. I'm always plugging friends. I'm always plugging anyone that has a business because I want to see you grow. That's my heart's desire that everyone grows. I want us all to be partying and celebrating and enjoying life together, okay? Building legacies for our kids and our families together. So she's got 3 amazing boys, and so support Mimi Sugar Scrub, and we'll be right back. We're going to watch the clip from Diane Sears right now. All right, bye.
You have to look for opportunities. There are so many ways to reinvent yourself, and as an entrepreneur, we do this all the time anyway, don't we?
Yes.
You have to stay fresh and current. This is just, fresh and current on steroids. it's been hard.
You do have to stay fresh and current, and you have to look what's coming down the pipeline, and that's part of having a business plan, right? And that's part of making it be a live plan.
that you're revisiting. And so you're able to look at, okay, how do I adjust? Oh yeah, I did address this in my business plan, that if something like this happened, if a national disaster happens, whatever it is, how am I moving forward?
Right, a business plan. That's admirable. A lot of people don't have those,
and they should.
I know. Everybody should.
And we're back. So you just saw the clip from Diane Sears with Diverse Media. That clip spoke to me, and it's one of my fan favorites. It's because it's about reinventing yourself. And if you stuck with us today, and I appreciate you coming and supporting us, but that's what we had to do. We were faced with challenges, as I mentioned in the opening, and we had to reinvent ourselves. You heard her say how she had went through these trials and tribulations in life. You're going to have trials and tribulations. They're going to happen. But you have to reinvent yourself. You have to make sure that you are thinking about what is the ultimate goal? What is your purpose? What is your purpose on this earth? And what has God given you to move you forward, to be instrumental and to contribute to this world? And so for that purpose, I love that clip. There's a couple of things that Diane said. And if you get a chance, go back to our YouTube page. We have a full YouTube page with all of the clips, and we will upload additional information. If you haven't, follow us on our Facebook page too. You'll be able to get tips and quotes and inspirational items. And you also know when we're going to go have more Women Empowerment Wednesday series. It's free. Yes, y'all remember I said it's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. I'm so excited about where God is taking Women Empowerment Wednesday. I'm glad that you joined us today. I'm glad that you watched, and share it with a friend. Tag a friend, post us on your social media, contact us if you have questions, if you have speakers that you want us to reach out to. We're open to women speakers to participate in this movement. It is a movement, and we're not stopping. We're not stopping at all. We are moving forward. We are a Mack truck going down the highway, and we're going to take it as far as we can take it, and we want you to continue to stay with us. Listen, I grew up with a lot of women, and in particular, I have women in my family who were business owners. And I've said this before, and I want to close out by saying, if it was not for these women pouring into me and me being able to understand that one was a hairstylist, so she had a salon, and seeing how she ran her business, my Auntie Lucille and my Auntie Rosa, I love you dearly. And then my Auntie Angie had a store, and she had to do market analysis. She had employees. I was one of them. I didn't get paid, but I got paid with food, so I guess that's payment. Nevertheless, she had to understand her clients, and she had to always be reinventing herself. So that's just a few of the women that empowered me a long time ago. And so, and Monty Carroll ran a business, and so there's so many women. I want to say thank you so much, particularly to the women in my family who imparted this desire to help women businesses grow. So you can count on me. We're not going anywhere. We're taking you with us. We're taking this to the next level. There are global opportunities. So this is a global initiative, and I want you to know that I believe in you. If you're ever having a moment where you need someone to help you with your business, help you grow your business, contact us here at 3D Strategic Management, and we're going to help you even just on a personal note if you need us personally. But again, continue to watch us. Stay tuned. I'm excited. I'm like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Oprah excited, okay? So with that, I want to say thank you to Tanja Graham again with Duke Energy for agreeing to be a sponsor. Thank you to our new sponsors that have joined, and you'll see that moving forward. We've got some new sponsors that have joined, and if you are looking and you want to become a sponsor, it's not too late to sponsor. The more sponsors we have, the more that we can do, more reach. And so thank you so much, and I appreciate your support. Keep us in your prayers and keep watching.